6 years ago this week, the swine flu scare. Nobody loves and profits off of an outbreak like that, like corporate media, shoddy journalism, fear-mongering, sensationalism, potential for millions infected. We remember those headlines, Lewis.
Classic. They are the headlines that come up anytime there is something similar happening, some type of outbreak.
There were similar outbreaks, one in the 70s and one in the 80s, but because it wasn't the same type of news cycle and we don't have all of that coverage cataloged on YouTube, it's hard to say exactly what it was like. But I'd be curious whether we were seeing right-wing pundits, xenophobes, anti-immigration crowd blaming Mexicans, for example, for those outbreaks.
Yeah, like they did for this one. It was, it was the fear mongering. I think, it's easy to use these outbreaks to create anti-immigrant sentiment. Unfortunately,
Isn't there a pretty similar vicious circle when it comes to this type of coverage of this type of thing, whether it was whooping cough or SARS, bird flu / avian flu, recently Ebola, where it's no coverage when the outbreak is getting going in other countries, right? Nobody cares. We talked about it. Alternative media talks about it. Completely ignored by corporate media. Then all of a sudden, it's panic mode and blame the current administration for everything they're doing wrong, particularly if it's a Democratic administration. And then all of a sudden, when it doesn't become an outbreak, coverage just stops instantly with no explanation of why all that fear mongering was done, in spite of the fact that it wasn't warranted.
yeah, it's a bad situation every time. I mean, corporate media, like we talk about, it is about ratings. It's a business, and the fear mongering and the scaring people and the poor coverage is probably better for their business, but it is so irresponsible and it makes things so much worse.